Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at the newly joined Centers for Spiritual Living of Columbia and Greater Baltimore. Today is October 10th, and this morning's is pre-recorded because right now I'm off helping set up for tomorrow's Peace and Wellness Festival. So, this morning I am reading from Creative Mind and Success by Ernest Holmes. And I opened it up to page 57, and this is where my eyes landed. The ordinary individual knowingly does something that destroys unknowingly. The ordinary individual unknowingly does something that destroys any possibility of getting good results in the demonstration of prosperity. He affirms his good and makes his unity with it. And this is right. But he does not stop looking at it in others, which is wrong and is the cause of confusion. We cannot affirm this principle and deny it in the same breath. We must become what we want, and we will never be able to do that while we still persist in seeing what we do not want, no matter where we see it. We cannot believe that something is possible for us without believing the same for every individual. So that's a lot of back and forth, twisting and turning, and ultimately what I hear this saying is reminding us that we are one unified whole, and to want something for one cell in the body without wanting it for every cell in the body is to divide the body and to misunderstand the principle that we're even looking at, and certainly to misunderstand the wholeness of creation. Emma Curtis Hopkins taught that when you're praying for something, when you're trying to manifest something, when you're holding something in consciousness, whatever phraseology works for you, to see everyone else having that first, and then include yourself. And that was simply a way of reminding us and teaching us about the wholeness, about the unity, about the inseparability of life. Because when we're in that place of, I got to get mine and you already have enough, so you shouldn't have any more, we're operating in duality and in divisiveness. And ultimately, underneath that is an awareness, a belief in lack, that there's not enough for everybody. And there's also a shift away from completely owning that we're creating our own manifestations. And so when we can open to a greater understanding of that, then we're open to the trail of breadcrumbs that is leading us to a greater experience of the prosperity that is already the truth of our being. So that's what comes alive in me reading this, and yes, I am still practicing this as well, because it's easy. It feels almost natural because it's so deeply ingrained to default to that thinking of separation. That's why we call it a spiritual practice, because it does indeed require us to practice. So I'm going to read this paragraph through one more time, and then I'm going to take us into our 5-minute meditation practice, and I invite you to just be present during that 5 minutes and really allow yourself to listen. Don't try to push anything away. Don't try to make anything happen. Just be present to whatever comes. Okay, here's the reading again. The ordinary individual unknowingly does something that destroys any possibility of getting good results in the demonstration of prosperity. He affirms his good and makes his unity with it. and this is right, but he does not stop looking at it in others, which is wrong and is the cause of confusion. We cannot affirm a principle and deny it in the same breath. We must become what we want, and we will never be able to do that while we persist in seeing what we do not want, no matter where we see it. We cannot believe that something is possible for us without believing the same for every individual. So let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. One, one life, one substance that is the source of all life. One creation that is the individualized expression of this one. Individualized, yet never separate. No two expressions of creation alike, by design, by intention. To expand this one's experience of itself, this one's expression of itself. Known by many, many names. Life, truth, God, peace, Great Spirit, the great mystery. By whatever name we know it, it is beyond a name. It is the self-existent substance of creation. And by self-existent, I am recognizing that it has always been. Always been. Having no beginning, it can have no end. Being everywhere present, it can have no circumference. And in having no circumference, the very center of it must be everywhere present. And being the singular substance out of which all is created, everything that is created, everything that is seen and unseen, known and unknown, physical and non-physical, must contain it, must in reality be it, individualized. And so in this truth, I recognize that the infinite is everywhere present in, through, and as, that each individualized physical expression of it is a portal of it, fully infused with the agency of the creative process, at whatever level of expression it is expressing. All of the infinite is present, available. And so I speak my word, claiming and affirming that the activity, the spiritual practice of this human experience is simply to remember. To remember the truth of being. To remember that God, Spirit, truth, consciousness itself is the very nature of being. My being and all being. That abundance is the truth of that nature. And so abundance must be present. And where abundance is present, prosperity is present. And so I simply recognize this and speak my word, claiming a deeper understanding and experience of becoming prosperity. Of seeing it everywhere I look, in, through, and as everything I see, everybody I see. Experiencing, demonstrating, manifesting, whatever word I use, the prosperity of infinite abundance. Without restriction, without judgment. Without any need to restrict or control. I remind myself that there is more than enough. And I use those words to satisfy my brain, to help the physical me understand there is more than enough for everyone to be blessed with blessings pressed down and running over, that is the prosperous nature of creation itself. So I claim it for every expression of life. Every expression of life, every person, place, thing is experiencing the full depth and breadth and affluence of divine prosperity. And I recognize that simply speaking it invites the embodiment of it, invites the activity of law, ignites the activity of law. More than invites it, it sets it in motion. And so the activity, the doer within this creative process has already acted upon it, already made it so. And so my mind now is to release any of those negating thoughts, any of that negating energy, any of the what ifs, yes, if only, and, but, blah, blah, blah. I let it all go. I let it go. I let it go. And I live in the faith of seeing through the eyes of faith so that I can see through the eyes of the human. I release. I let it go. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amin. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.